Allied troops march triumphantly past the ancient Colosseum as the fabled city of the Caesars is liberated. These are the first pictures of the American and British armies which battled northward from Cassino and Anzio. Cheering Italians, after long weeks of siege and Nazi oppression, line the streets to greet them.
This Pigeon's an imposter. This medal's the result of political influence. He has friends in Washington. To be blunt about it, in the White House itself. Let's go back to the beginning. And despite that idiotic ceremony, I'll prove to you that that Pigeon is no more a hero or a fool than any of us who were caught up in that crazy war in Rome in the spring of 1944. After the fall of Mussolini, the Nazis marched in and took over the city from their former comrades in arms. His food and pigeons disappeared from eternal Roma. Hungry Romans angrily went underground to fight the Germans, bicycling bombs around the city. Old-fashioned, but effective. The German reaction was typical. All bicycles were banned from the streets of Rome. The Roman reaction was also typical. The law didn't say a word about tricycles. The Italians were doing so well by themselves, the Allied Fifth Army decided to help and landed in a beachhead at Anzio. The Romans learned the happy news that friends were on the way as soon as we bombed their reservoir. 3 months later, the Allied armies at Anzio hadn't advanced an inch. Although I did lead my unit on a few short hikes into the pleasant countryside to persuade some German tourists to come back with us.
Tail! Pin! Hup! Hup!
The Germans responded instantly, showing the high quality of their basic training. As for my own men, they were worn out from long hours of writing letters of complaint to their draft lords.
Detail, halt!
All right, you dirty... You caught a few snippets. You've got another. Next, that does that to me. Next time, one of you jerks... You think you got a right to see just caught a few cherries. Next time, one of you jerks strikes twice, you get the butt of this Thompson.
Captain McDougal, sir?
That's right.
Would you get in, sir? The colonel wants to see you.
Like this?
Ours not to reason why.
Taylor, take over.
The Navy J-boat will take you behind the German lines. From there, you'll be smuggled inside the occupied city of Rome, so you can radio back information.
Look, Colonel, this is some sort of practical joke, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine me as a spy?
What's the matter? You like it better out there in the mud?
Oh, no, but it's the only war I know how to fight. You've got the wrong Matter Harry. Who thought up this insane idea?
The general. Oh. You see, the general's getting tired of these cloak and dagger boys. Every time he sends one of them inside of Rome, they seem to lose interest in the war. What he wants is a hard-nosed combat officer. We need someone who can get some action out of these Italians.
In that case, you ought to send in a girl, sir. Why me?
Well, first, you're an expert on demolition. We'll need one to warn us if the Germans are planning to mine the approaches to Rome in violation of the Open City Agreement. Second, what's that nickname that the men in your outfit have for you?
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, come now. Come on, Captain. At least you've heard it.
Yes, sir. Benny the Snatch.
Well, it's because of this knack I seem to have for
Persuading German soldiers to enjoy our hospitality.
That's not such a bad nickname. Someday I'll tell you mine.
I know yours, sir.
Well, now, when the Germans pull out of Rome, they'll take hostages. So we'd like to snatch one of their high-ranking officers so we can arrange an exchange.
Well, in an occupied city, that isn't going to be so easy to pull off.
You'll have full cooperation of the Italian underground movement.
From what I've heard, Colonel, the Italian underground couldn't fight its way out of a hot pizza.
All right, you teach him how.
I can't even speak the language.
See here, Captain. The general himself selected you for this assignment. Your orders are already cut. Only be a matter of days. We'll be advancing into the city almost immediately. As far as the language is concerned, the OSS has supplied Sergeant Angelico here as your radio operator. He speaks it like a native.
You ever been in Rome, Sergeant?
No, sir. But my father was born there, sir.
I wish I was going in with him.
Well, so do I, sir. But my mother wouldn't let him.
Colonel, are you sure the general knows what he's doing?
No. But if you like, I'll ask him.
No, thanks, sir. The OSS hit on a means of disguising me perfectly. Getting rid of that mud was like losing an old friend. Some of it must have been quicksand. Sergeant! Sergeant! The final disguise was so clever, I didn't even recognize myself. I looked like something out of the Ten Commandments. But not enough. 24:50 hours, 31 March, J-boat 401 launched us toward a beach behind the enemy lines, where I felt I might have to win the war single-handed. Which at that time I was firmly convinced I could do. This confidence was not shared by everyone. Somewhere in that beach was an armed band of tough partisans of the Italian resistance forces, waiting to lead us into Rome. And also, presumably, the German army, waiting. Joe carried a secret radio cleverly hidden inside a suitcase. Under our robes, we both had automatics. We were ready for anything. By the time we cut through the barbed wire, it had just turned 0 hour. April 1, 1944. All Fool's Day.
Salta valiente Stevere. Password.
San Giovanni and Laterano.
Where are the German sentries?
Not here now. Too much beach. It's freezing. We get the hell out, okay?
Fine.
You got chocolate, caramelle, American chocolate.
Where is the army of the resistance?
I call. Papa mio, my father, Army of the Resistance.
Buonasera signori, io sono Ciccio Massimo.
Sono Sergente Angelico, Capitan McDougal.
Oh, felice di conoscerlo, sergente, felice anche per lei, capitano. Questo è Livio, mio figlio, eh?
See if you can find out.
Sì, noi siamo venuti per
Don't you
aiutarvi.
speak any English?
Sì, yes, I speak English.
Fine.
You too?
Yeah, a little. Where is the armed force that's supposed to meet us?
Oh, that's fine. It'll come in handy in case we have to fight a duel.
Yes. A disturbance is being made by the resistance to draw off the Germans.
Well, let's hope they draw them all the way off to Berlin.
The resistance has our help. We are to take you to someone, they will take you to the next. They will take you to the next, he will take you to someone.
Could we
he
get
will
off this beach?
He will take you to the next.
Take us to the next.
Un momento, signore.
Fine, here. Fine.
No. Oh. Wait.
Maybe I should just wear a sign that says American Spy.
It's not necessary.
Andiamo.
This way. Be careful, there's many holes.
You know, I think we ought to ditch these characters. I'd get it turn us into the Nazis for a slice of salami.
What? What do you got against kids?
Why is everybody supposed to love them? How many kids do you think there'd be in the world if they weren't connected with sex?
Americano, you don't listen.
After an all-night hike through the country, my first view of the ancient hills of Rome was absolutely unforgettable. There was even a welcoming committee.
Tedeschi, fascisti, scappate!
German soldiers and Italian fascist militia looking for black marketeers, escaped prisoners, and possibly me.
Corre! Scappa via! Vuoi che ti prendano I tedeschi?
It was a very confusing war. Everybody was in business for himself.
Americano, where you go?
This way.
It's German headquarters. Better we go my way.
Convince us. Come on, let's get out of here.
Later that morning, we were guided across St. Peter's Square in front of the greatest cathedral in Christendom. Two uncomfortable priests. Neither one of us had been inside a church since the last time we played bingo.
Father, this is going to be tougher than I thought.
That one.
Ciao. Buona fortuna. Good luck.
Buona fortuna, Livio. In bocca al lupo.
Santa Maria in Trastevere.
Holy St. Peter, if you two look like priests, I'll be leaving the profession. The sooner we get you out of those outfits, the safer I'll feel.
Headquarters doesn't want things to go here the way they did in Naples. I don't know you people, and I don't know your city, but the Fifth Army's moving in here any day now. Before that, I've got a job to do, and it's got to be done fast. I want to find out immediately whether...
The Germans are planning to mine the approaches to Rome.
We have been informed about your mission for some time, Captain.
Then why isn't the information ready so we can radio Anzio right now?
To be young and an infantry officer.
There are very few old infantry officers, Cantonese. The work's not very steady.
Then I shall happily settle for just being young.
Cantonese, besides the misspent youth of Heidelberg, drinks German beer, which he hates, and has many connections among our fascist friends.
I assure you, I am relatively unimportant in our organization. And I've been given orders by those above me that your radio is not to be operated from here.
What do you mean?
Why not?
Because Monsignor O'Toole and this establishment are most valuable to the resistance. Don't you realize that in the basement of this building, there are over a dozen men wanted by the enemy who owe their very existence to his...
Jemisin's Irish whiskey, the gift of that devout distillery.
Well, we'll ask our old stubborn hero, Ciccio Massimo, who met you on the beach, to take you to his home as he has so many others, and then perhaps later we can...
Two German officers, Monsignor. They say they must have a word with you at once.
Quickly, warn everybody downstairs. Get them out. I'll try to gain time.
Oh, ouch!
In the chapel, in the chapel.
Kneel. Kneel. On your knees. On your knees, padres.
Monsignor O'Toole?
Yes? To what do I owe the honor of this call, gentlemen?
I am Oberst Otto Wilhelm Kraft, commanding the Rome section of the Sicherheitsdienst. My adjutant, Major Wolf.
I regret to seem inhospitable, but we are at devotions.
Oh, I'm indeed sorry to intrude, but we have received information, quite possibly false, you
I'm sure
understand,
it is.
that escaped enemy officers have been brought here for sanctuary and, shall we say, Irish hospitality.
My dear Colonel, I'm sure that your information is
Now,
not quite correct.
Since this is the property of the church, I've held my men outside of this building, and I've come personally to ask your permission to conduct a thorough search.
I must protest against that.
If I do not receive it, the search will be conducted anyway. Ah, Cantanesi?
I see you know each other.
We are old friends.
Cantonese and I are old friends too, Herr Oberst. He and his sons often visit me here. They come to offer a prayer for victory, and that it may come soon.
I thank you in the name of the Third Reich. My apologies. We'll begin below.
I don't want your apologies, sir, but your prayers.
Kneel, gentlemen. Kneel. Let us pray.
Look at them. But look at them. Do they look like Romans to you? They eat like truck drivers. Two fat Americans with a radio. And you want us to hide them here? To bring the Germans down on us? Papa, you have done enough. They've been searching the streets all day. That's enough.
Don't move. We'll stay inside, out of sight.
Yes, inside the house, eating. Pigs. It's almost curfew and Rosalba's not here.
She will come. She will come.
Yes, and the police too, maybe. But look at this big one. His clothes are too small. He doesn't even speak the language, and he's eating the food that has to last a week. He's too big. He looks too healthy. Everyone will know.
I'll try to get sick.
He's okay!
He's not okay with me!
My daughter is upset. Do you understand?
Well, your daughter should understand there's a war on. Maybe she hasn't heard.
War? We have fought so many wars in Italy. Sometimes on one side, sometimes on the other, sometimes on both. If we lose, we go hungry. If we win, we go hungry. If we do nothing, we go hungry. Ho ragione, Luigina?
Sì, hai ragione.
Here, there's some more of this horrible bread made from cement. Viva il duce.
Viva il duce.
You see, She's hungry, so I'm right, because she knows I can feed her. When the American army come, if they feed her, they'll be right. As for me, I only know there's nothing to eat, and that's my war. And you'll find someone else to feed you. You and your friend, the suction machine. You'll hit the road.
With the patrols, with the curfew.
Tell me, where did you learn your charming English?
My poor mother, when she was a little girl, she lived in New York. She couldn't help it. She was too young. Luigina is the only one who doesn't speak. It's not an advantage today. English gets us only in trouble.
I think nothing of it. I just didn't want to get knifed.
Perché hai fatto così tardi? Da sole, chiama papà, è successo. Chi è questa gente? Papà, come on. Come.
Scusatemi, signori. My daughter Rosalba, she wishes to speak. Alone, do not leave. I assure you. Che diavolo! Malevoletta, non dici niente a papà. Io
non volevo preoccuparmi.
Della casa.
Speak English.
What did he say, il dottore? The doctor, what is wrong?
Nothing's wrong, Papa, nothing. I'm only pregnant. Only pregnant?
Mannaggia il diavolo, what are you saying? What do you mean?
Not the end of the world, Papa. It's how it began the world. It happens all the time.
All the time? Not to my daughters.
I'm sorry, Papa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, not for me.
It's my fault, mine. Your mother, if she were alive, she would put a knife through my heart. God rest her soul. You don't worry, Carissima. It's crazy, the war. Everything. I understand. It will be difficult, but you shall have a beautiful wedding. All the bells in the casa will ring, and you will be married.
And quickly. Of course. See, of course. But to who? To who? You didn't have the time to ask his name? Che è sto pazzo? Sto disgraziati? Where is he? Tell me. You remember the pilot that was wounded? Papa brought home to hide for the resistance. Americano? Yes, an American, a soldier. No wonder. He was so frightened, so sick, so lonely. Poverino. But he could laugh. And it was something for once to forget this war. To be laugh. Not to feel 100 years old. You would never understand. I'm doing my best. Disgraziato. Disgrace. Please, he loved me. It was not disgrace. Love you. He promised he would come back and we would be married. He would take me to his home in Minnesota. Minnesota? There is a place, Minnesota. He did not make it up. You are in the condition. He didn't make that up either, did he? When he left, he was crying, Antonella. Perhaps you will not believe. He kissed me and he was crying. They all do that. And the next day, you remember, Papa? The Germans caught him on the Via Cassia. And he was shot against the wall on the hill by the chapel of Sant'Onofrio. I have been there twice now, and I will go again, and I'm not sorry. May they send me to hell. I'm not sorry. I'm not. Rosalba. Rosalba. It's the war. Made by the damn men. To give them an excuse to do what they would never do in peacetime. Girls get pregnant in peacetime. Oh, the girls that would get pregnant during the earthquake. But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you. What am I to do? First, you stop crying. You understand? Smile. Smile, Rosalba. You will fall in love again. You are the age when falling in love, it happens every day. There will be another handsome and young man soon. Perhaps not so young, perhaps not so handsome, but we must tell him everything. Yes, of course. Right after the wedding. Go and wash your face. You'll feel better. Damn war. Made by damn men.
Perhaps. Perhaps she is not to blame.
Of course she's not. It's your fault.
My fault?
Yes.
What do you mean, mine?
You said it yourself.
Ah,
Nothing. Go to sleep. You're only a child now, but in a few years, Minnesota.
Capitano, it's curfew time.
Yeah, I know.
You know can go out.
Don't worry about us.
Why not?
Did you eat everything in the place?
Antonella, this is my house.
So you can bring home any American you want, eh? You know what happened already. Livio, close the window.
Let's go. It's very German outside. What do you think it is inside? Friendship house?
The patrols, Capitano, they are on the street.
Signor Capitano, I will take you back to the priests.
No, we'll be okay.
After all, he's a brave soldier from America. Is the coffee ready? Excuse me. A soldier from America.
Joe,
Hey,
come on.
where are you going?
We've never seen the Colosseum by moonlight.
Are you going out with the patrols on the street? Are you mad? Sit down.
What's going on here? What are you, some kind of a nut or something?
Well, I had a long talk with my father and Rosalba, and I'm ashamed. You must stay. Sit down. There is some coffee. It's made from chicory. I know it's horrible, but there's nothing else. Rosalba will serve you. Won't you, Rosalba? Yes, if you wish me to. Yes.
Look, I thought we were too big and too healthy and ate too much.
Perhaps it's not for you I'm doing this. I was thinking of your wife and your children.
I'm not married.
Rosalba, sit down. Give me some coffee. Dai, il caffè. I go get some spoons. She's shy, very shy with men.
2 days later, the Allies still had made no move to advance, but at least we had a smooth, efficient communication system set up.
Again? Now!
Wait a minute. That's our aerial. What are you doing?
Oh! Joe didn't realize at the time we were fighting more than one war and losing.
But there was one we stood a chance of winning. There was a villa in the outskirts of Rome where the German High Command sometimes entertained visiting dignitaries in a pleasantly undignified way. Our friends in the Italian resistance had their own ideas of entertainment, equally undignified. Benny the Snatch was on the job. According to our information from Condonesi, some old high-ranking friends of his had come down from Berlin with a briefcase containing the Nazi Party's instructions for the mining of the approaches to the city of Rome. I was after that briefcase, and they were after... And they found it, too.
inside. Get inside. It's the only place. Momento!
Kommen Sie doch raus, wie Sie sind!
Come subito, venga. No.
Bene, faccia pure, aspettiamo. Alla doccia!
Just relax. I thought you might be bringing some of your friends home with you.
It's only 5 o'clock in the morning. The party's just getting started.
Maybe they are the master race.
Besides, I have no friends, only family.
You take showers in the villas of strangers.
It's a great luxury these days. Hot water, soap. You should try it.
I did. I wasn't impressed. I understand it's better with your clothes off.
It is.
You earned all that tonight?
Yes, Capitano, I earned all that. So did the other girls.
Good for them.
Perhaps not the way you think. Would you like me to make excuses? When you're hungry enough, no excuses are needed. I work near the office of the Germans. Until a few months ago, they used to be our allies, just as you are now.
Well, I think there's a slight difference.
Yes, they're more polite.
It's not a very smart thing to do with your father working in the army.
He knows nothing, and you won't tell him. So foolish. One of these days we'll get arrested. This way, perhaps I can get him out.
At the rate you're going, you may get him made Führer.
I hate them. But I also hate an army who tells us that our city has to be liberated and then waits and waits at the gates of Rome for 3 months now.
It's not as easy as you think.
To make war, it's bad enough. But to make a city hungry and children cry for their food so long and never move to help, that's horrible.
You could help them to move. I need some information from your polite friends. Should be easy for you.
If you don't mind, I would like to stay alive at least until spring.
You prefer others to risk their lives for you, huh?
Of course, Capitano. I only asked you to share my bath tonight just because I find you irresistible.
I'm sorry. That was a rotten thing to say. I guess you saved my stupid neck tonight. I was waiting up to thank you.
You do it charmingly. You're welcome. I would do so much for a dog. Instead, I'd wait for the son of one.
Our radio had to be kept moving constantly. Counterintelligence headquarters had picked up our signals and was trying desperately to pinpoint our transmitter. Sergeant Angelico was continually looking for good locations and unusual methods to avoid suspicion. He had a keen military mind.
Papa sent me from Camp Danesi not use radio today.
You
you mean we've got to
No,
contact
no,
Pranzo?
no,
We've
no.
got
The
dispatches
German said jokes. Many jokes. That listen. I see our road.
Right you are.
Radio direction finders. Moved on. Did you make contact?
Oh, yeah, several times.
What did Anzio say?
Anzio? Who's Anzio?
This is World War II, remember?
Oh, yeah. I sent a distress, and they broke code to say ditch the radio. It's too dangerous now, except for receiving.
Well, they've got a point there. What's the plan?
Rendezvous G, Beach 425. The colonel is sending in some new kind of communication gear.
Now, what is it?
I don't know. I couldn't get it through.
We are finished.
Oh, no, not yet, baby. I gotta get in touch again. I gotta send a long message this time. Keep up the good work, will you?
Rendezvous G, Beach 425. Our cover was provided by Ciccio Massimo and the oldest revolver in the world. And the two sons of Count Danesi, one of whom was too young to have used a gun or a razor in his life.
Pigeons. You guys going in the egg business?
It's better than the one we're in. Hurry your Pigeon. No, Lieutenant. These went out with the Civil War.
More respect, please. The scuttlebutt says these birds were trained as a hobby up in Hyde Park, New York. What? By a fellow who's now living rent-free in the White House.
Don't tell me he got tired of his stamp collection.
All I know is they came over by bomber from Washington, top priority. And your colonel is bucking for brigadier. So he wants to get him into action.
Yeah, well, if they can fly me out of here, they got a job. Hey, listen, Lieutenant, it's getting very hungry in the city. When's the general going to get off his rear echelon and liberate us?
Well, the problem, gentlemen, is that he has to enter Rome from the south. And the photographers tell him that's his bad side. So he may wait a couple of months till the light is right.
Well, that's very funny.
See you in church.
I hope we're standing up.
My shoulder.
Halt, you're schießen.
You all right? Yeah, sure. I got Blue Cross.
Halt.
Ciccio.
Easy.
You know, I think he fainted.
Holy Mother. Let us go quickly.
Hey, you got him, you know that? You got him, you fat old hero.
Hey, the pigeons. We almost forgot.
Cantonese's youngest son would never learn how to shave.
Rufen Sie mir bitte alle sofort in mein Büro. Verstanden? Und jetzt? Warten Sie im Park.
Hey, lächerlich! Was ist in diesem Abschnitt eigentlich los? Papiere gestohlen. Landung am offenen Strand. Die Wilhelmstraße ist rasend. Setzen Sie sich, meine Herren. Kein Wunder. Feindliche Funkstationen senden am hellen Tag. Nächstens werden Sie noch Tanzmusik senden.
Herr Oberst, wir sind Ihnen auf den Fersen. Gestern haben unsere Suchwagen eine Sendung bis in die Nähe des Forums verfolgt. Leider haben wir dann Kontakt verloren.
Herr Major Hostrup, unser Experte, von Heinrich Himmler persönlich geschickt, um uns zu helfen. Leider haben Sie sich aber in Ruinen verirrt, Herr Major.
Wir sind dabei, die Sendung zu entziffern. Unglücklicherweise war es etwas eigenartig, ruckweise und mit vielen Unterbrechungen, als ob der Funker etwas anderes zu tun hatte. Auch sehr aufgeregt.
Aufgeregt. Aufgeregt. Meine Herren, ich habe hier eine Nachricht, die ist geeignet, noch viel mehr Aufregung hervorzurufen. SS-General Kaltenbrunner auf dem Wege nach Rom, um die katastrophalen Zustände im dortigen Sicherheitsdienst zu untersuchen. Meine Herren, einige von Ihnen werden vielleicht in nächster Zukunft einen längeren Urlaub an der russischen Front antreten. Morgen, meine Herren. Sieg heil!
Okay. I'm coming. Wait a minute, will you? Oh, Rosalba, it's you. Come in sideways.
Sideways?
Yeah, hurry up. Yeah,
What's the matter? What happened?
What happens? I'll tell you what happened. I opened the box to check one of the birds. When I put my hand in, boom, feeding time at the zoo. I'm afraid to count my fingers. By the time I got the box closed, they were all over the place.
Get down, please. I come to fix you.
Fix me.
Yes, fix you.
Where's everybody? Where's Paul?
The captain and Antonella, they go to see your new apartment.
Oh, yeah?
It is so. You are leaving us.
Yeah, tonight.
You must.
Well, your father's going to keep the pigeons here on the roof. And everybody thought it would be smarter if we, spread out a little, you know? Look, wouldn't it be easy if we sat down on the bed? Huh? Come on, Rosalba. It's all right. We've got 24 chaperones.
You will take off the shirt, please.
Yeah, sure. Oh.
It hurts bad?
No, not anymore.
Good.
I'm just lucky I didn't get my head knocked off, though. Maybe next time I will.
Please, no. Don't talk sad. Don't let you talk sad to me.
All right. I'm happy I may get my head knocked off. Rosalba.
No. Oh, no.
There's nobody.
No.
Rosalba, I love you like I never would before. I keep telling you that every day.
No.
Maybe who knows, we'll never see each other again.
No,
What?
please,
What?
no. Minnesota.
What?
Minnesota.
What? What's Minnesota? Wait, Rosalba, you let the pigeons out. Rosalba, I love you. Wait, Rosalba, please. What are we waiting for? I'm gonna write a book, never in a pigeon coop.
I can't. I love you. I love you, Joe, so quick. But it is so. But I promise alla Madonna de Virgin Mary not to give myself until I am married.
Oh, Rosalba, you're such a little girl. You want to run inside the church now after you got the bells ringing.
Oh, please, Joe. It's better if you go away.
Oh, stop it, will you? I want you so bad I'm out of my head. You know that? From the first time I saw you, I knew it.
Please don't talk to me.
Rosalba, I'm asking you. Do I have to say it too?
Say it.
Oh, Joe, what are you doing? You'll live to regret it. Rosalba Massimo, I want you so much I'll even marry. What's the matter now? Don't you want to?
Yes, I want to. I want to marry you. Much.
Hey, hey. Oh, you don't seem very happy about it. You didn't make any promises to the Virgin Mary about after you get married.
No.
Yeah, that's better, huh? You know something? Right now, the way I feel, the faster we get married, the better.
The way I feel, too.
What's the matter now?
I have pain in the stomach. A little sick in the stomach.
Oh, yeah? Does it happen very often?
I hope not, Joe. I hope not.
Don't worry about it. Forget it. Right now, my stomach feels just like yours.
No.
He is a good boy, Joe. He will be kind to Rosalba. He will understand. When it is time to tell him certain things, you will see.
Papa, Rosalba and I have been talking, and Sunday's Easter. You remember, Papa, before the war, we have always the Easter dinner. We invite all the relatives. So you will arrange everything, eh? We can announce Rosalba's engagement properly. You can find spaghetti, wine,
salami,
oil.
lamb, pascal lamb, ham.
For the relatives, the fat, hungry relatives, never.
I beg you, Papa.
Let them steal their own food.
Papa, listen, I didn't want to say it, but there will be talk about Rosalba getting married so quickly.
Papa, you know how the relatives talk. Something terrible. I could not face it.
But with their mouths full of lamb and wine, it's easier.
You know how big those mouths are? There has been no lamb or fowl in 6 months.
It's one dinner, Papa. One dinner. Is it so much to ask of heaven?
For heaven is nothing. They eat like that all the time up there. But for me, impossible.
No use. I told you it wouldn't work.
You take this bird to the Americans at their new place. Very important, huh? Quickly.
Si, Papa.
I have given my word, do you remember? To protect them with my life. Without them, perhaps we lose the war.
And with them?
We win, but we starve to death. Viva l'Italia.
Papa, we will have it. The Easter dinner for Rosalba.
Only an imbecile and idiot would promise such a crazy thing in the middle of a war. If your mother, God rest her soul, was here, she would be the first to say no. But as you see, she is not here. Mi sono rovinato un dito.
Okay, kid, what were you saying?
They will be happy. Papa and Antonella and Rosalba.
Sure.
Friend and me, we take from the trucks. This,
From the
and
trucks?
more. See. We are hungry. It's okay to steal.
Hey, look at that.
We know where is Mattoio.
German army. German.
Slaughterhouse. And Saturday, more trucks come with sheep. Sheep from the Abruzzi for army. And
Give
my
me
friends,
that,
me and
you
all my
little
friends,
idiot.
We will go and...
What are you trying to do?
Are you trying to get yourself killed? Do you have any idea what the Nazis would do to you if they caught you?
The Easter dinner for Rosalba, for everybody. Papa, promise, say promise.
Forget it. Forget it. Listen to me. If you and those little friends of yours try to take on the German army by yourselves, so help me, I'll wring your neck. Believe me, even if you starve to death, it's better.
Americano, fat Americano. You ever starve Americano? No, eat chocolate. Chocolate all the time. Chocolate all the time.
Okay, I'm a fat Americano, but I want you to be here when the Allies move in. I am personally going to give you a bath in melted Hershey bars. Now, go on. Your family will be worried about you.
Capitano, if we wait for your damn army, we all starve to death. Ciao.
I thought you hated kids.
That's no kid. That's a 2,000-year-old midget. Hand me Orville Wright.
Ready for takeoff. Oh, and by the way, I'll thank you to be nicer to that kid. After all, he's my future brother-in-law.
Yeah, you certainly messed things up, going out of your mind over a piece of Italian pizza at a time like this. You're not even certain whether you're in love or just lonely.
Oh, yeah? Well, how would you know, Captain? Have you ever been either?
Love is for civilians. Everybody's lonely. Even you. At least you know where you're going. Back where they're fighting a sensible war. Forward, hard.
Our faithful messenger winged high into the sky with scarcely a glance downward at the eternal city of Rome. Then headed due south over the hill town of Castel Gandolfo toward the plains leading to the beachhead at Anzio and Allied headquarters and his loving wife and a colonel who was bucking for brigadier.
The Pigeon brought that message about 10 minutes ago, sir.
What do you know? Sergeant, I want to send an immediate ciphered message through channels to the White House.
Yes, sir.
Notify the chief that the first test pigeon flew bravely through shot and shell and the rocket's red glare. Oh, I heard that someplace. Through shot and shell and landed safely during a thunderstorm. Heartiest congratulations, signed Colonel Sherman Harrington.
Sir, what thunderstorm? The weather is...
2 hours in Harrington, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
And what the hell, it must be raining someplace in Italy.
Yes, sir.
In the days that followed, the whole family joined in the search for the Easter dinner.
We even found 20 liters of high-test sacramental wine.
Salame.
We may have set religion back a few hundred years, but we certainly put the fear of the Lord into the black market.
And the meat, the lamb, the chicken.
Not for money, cigarettes, not even for absolute.
Well, we thank you. I'm sure you have done everything you could. But for 20 hungry relatives and tomorrow it's Easter Sunday, this is all we have.
That's
After so many days, that's all we have.
But Papa's going to the country, to the hills. And tomorrow in the morning he will come back
With the hands full of nothing.
No, he will
You think
find
those
something.
greedy paisani will sell him a chicken, a lamb, or a dog? Their daughters first.
Well, we better be going. We only have a few more minutes before curfew.
But Livio said he would bring some food. It's your prize.
Curfew, where is he?
Hey, remember that kid said something about stealing sheep from the German trucks at the slaughter?
That's right.
Tedeschi.
Antonella, wait! Antonella!
You stay here.
Hey, get back inside. One idiot out here's enough. Go on. Will you go back home? I'll find
You have done enough. You and your army that never comes. Where are they? Where are they?
It's me. Maybe the light isn't right.
When I find Livia, I hit him so hard.
Why hit Livia?
Because I love him. Shut up! Madonna!
Stay here. They're blocking the other end of the bridge.
Now we have no Easter dinner, and Rosalba will cry. I know. Hey!
Hey, I was so worried about you.
Can you swim?
Swim. Ah!
Stay underwater as long as you can. Then head straight for home and watch out for the patrol.
Don't get your clothes wet or I'll slap you again.
Mamma mia, wait. I swim, but I don't dive. Oh!
He's okay. Cry.
What?
Cry. You came for a priest. Your husband just died.
C'ho 5 bambini, mi faccia passare.
turned it on. I thought for... You must... Don't cry.
I'm not strong. I'm not strong. I'm tired of being the one who does not cry. Stop the war. I'm sick to death of it. There's nothing to eat. Nothing. There won't be any Easter dinner. Poor Livio. Poor Rosalba.
Poor Antonella.
Happy Easter. Antonella, smettila di cantare. Niente. Nothing. A few greens, a few potatoes. The paesani fight for their chickens like they never fought for their wives. Tell their relatives.
Tell them what?
The bells can stop ringing. There will be no dinner this Easter.
There will be such a dinner as will never be forgotten.
Accidenti. What have you done? These are soldiers. Soldiers of the United States of America.
So, for them, the war is over.
A knife in my heart. There are letters, messages they must carry to the Elisha Tanzio.
What message? We are hungry here? Send us some pigeons to eat? Papa, listen. Everybody knows. It's certain. Tomorrow the American army will come, and the English too. It's all over. And if you have any message to send them now, there's still one bird left on the roof. Let him carry the mail.
We must tell everyone. These are not pigeons. They are quail. Quail which I got in the hills. Everyone knows they are flying north now.
Okay, these are quail, which the Germans do not allow us to shoot. It's illegal to have guns.
It is illegal to shoot the Germans too, but somehow it is done. These are quail from the hills.
Fine, these are quail, but they will taste like pigeons.
And whatever you told the relatives about the American?
Not very much. Joe is a pilot, escaped. Everyone is hiding someone from the Germans. There will be no questions. Paul will come as a priest, an Irish priest who helped Joe to escape.
And the pigeon, they will come as quail.
And Rosalba will come as a virgin.
What an Easter dinner. Forgive us. We know what we do, but sometimes it cannot be helped. At least, take off their medals.
Talking about? I can't believe it.
No, no. It's true what I have told the priest. 5 months, Joe.
5 months? And I was so happy you were putting on a little weight. Come here. I want to talk to you. What about your promise to the Virgin Mary never to give yourself?
I did not promise until after I was in this way.
Well, what kind of a promise is that?
You will find someone else, Joe. Someone good. You must go away now. I have sinned. You must not marry me.
Rosalba, please, don't cry, huh? If you cry, I know I'm going to do something foolish. Rosalba, stop, please. Rosalba, wait, listen. Maybe I understand better than you think, all right? Huh? If I were a girl, I'd have been in your condition a dozen times by now.
No, John, no.
All right, sure, listen. What's right? What's wrong? Maybe it's all a kind of relative thing in this cockeyed world, this cockeyed war especially.
Go away,
Rosalba,
go away.
Rosalba, wait, listen to me, will you? Joe, don't say it. What are you doing? Rosalba, I want to marry you. You hear? Please, don't cry. I want to marry you anyway. You sweet, lovely, innocent, pregnant thing, you. How this sort of warm your heart up a little bit, huh? Here, I'll have some. Say one. Good? Everybody got wine? Come on, take it easy, will you? We only got a little bit. Huh? What are you doing?
This looks wonderful.
You have no idea. Don't do that.
A toast to these delicious quail. And to the happy couple.
Un brindisi alla coppia felice.
Evviva!
And we are to be married as soon as the allies come, as soon as Rome is free.
Let's pray to make it quickly.
Amen.
I will drink to that.
Say, Ma.
Hey!
No, let him have some.
I'm expecting some important information on Tuesday. Must get to Anzio right away. Tomorrow the Allies will be here. Not a chance. I'll need 4 pigeons. 4? That's right.
4? Would not. One strong one do?
You must have 4. We've got to be absolutely certain one gets through.
Si, Excellenza. 4.
Prego.
Oh, Lord, we thank thee for this wonderful dinner, and we pray for freedom for this beautiful city. And may you strike down with your terrible, swift sword anyone who would do anything to delay it, even for an instant.
Ma che succede? Non ti sei
trouble, Livia. Much trouble.
Trouble?
Don't turn your head like that. You look to me like a pigeon.
Sorry, Papa.
Today I have been all over Roma, even in the Piazza Santa Maria Maggiore. Where always there were millions of pigeons. It was not safe to walk, you remember?
Si, Papa.
Not one miserable bird to take the place of the other, so the Americans will not know they are gone. Not one bird. The city's too hungry. Hungry like the fat relatives. Livia, my son. Am I drunk?
Si, Papa.
I thought so. I am lost. I am lost. I will be shot. You understand? Shot.
Shot?
Si, shot. Finite. I gave my word to protect them with my life, and I have betrayed the resistance. They will stand me against the wall. They will shoot me, the Americans, when they find out. Livia, there's some wine left in the bottles?
Si, Papa, un pochettino. Just a little.
Bring it to me. It cannot hurt now. Livia, figlio mio. You must remember one thing. It's wrong to get drunk. Very wrong.
Si, Papa.
Unless you are to be shot. And it is all right.
Si, Papa.
There was only one place in all of Rome where they still kept well-fed pigeons. But when you believe your father's about to be shot, you gather your friends and you go there.
Halt! Wir schießen! Halt, verschieße ihn! Sofort!
And you took them from the thieves, eh? From the thieves at the black market.
Si, Papa, it is all right. They will never miss them. They have so many pigeons.
It is wrong, Livio. It is wrong to steal, but it is done. Who knows where these will fly? But it makes no difference. Tomorrow, the American army comes. Roma will be free, everyone says. But remember, we will tell no one the truth.
I tell nobody, Papa. I promise.
Good.
Papa, maybe I tell you something.
What?
No, maybe sometime. When I get drunk.
The army didn't come the next day, or the next, and Rome was not free.
A good spy at least will learn how to smoke our cigarettes.
I don't know what's in these things. Frankly, I'm afraid to find out. Livio said you had to talk to me right away. Can't have been about Italian cigarettes.
Rosalba's very happy. So are the fat, hungry relatives. Then I wanted to thank you for your help and for saving the stupid little brother of mine on the bridge.
Could have told me that later. Or sooner, for that matter.
The papers from Colonel Kraft's office, they're put into this machine that grinds them up until they can be burned. Today the machine did not work. I paid someone. There are 2 papers. I think perhaps it's what you're looking for. They're between the pages of this book. I leave it here.
Wait, sit down a minute. Don't go away. I may lost this up because I never did know how to go about it. You know, I was 14 years old before I ever got my face slapped. My father was very worried about me.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's spring. In spite of all the generals in the world, it's spring.
So it's spring.
Right over there in the Via de Coronaries, where I live. I would like very much, Antonella Massimo, to hold you in my arms for a little while. And I'm not ashamed to say it in front of a church either. It's been a long war.
A very long war, Capitano, but not long enough for that.
You're a lovely girl. This war is a lousy war. You know, I've discovered I'm as sick to death of it as you are. Would it be so terrible if you let your hair down for once? I mean, really let your hair down? Don't you ever have any fun anymore? How long has it been since you really laughed?
I was engaged to be married, Capitano, and he was killed by the Americans in Sicily. I laugh about it often, at night.
Yeah. Antonella, do you know the story of this fountain?
No. I'm a Roman. All I know about monuments I learned from the tourists.
They tell me the sculptor, Bernini, hated the architecture of that church so much that he designed the fountain so that all the statues had their faces turned away from it, so they couldn't stand to look at it. The men, the women, even the horses.
Yes, I see now.
That was 300 years ago. But the church is still there. Don't turn your face away from everything, Antonella. It won't really make it go away.
Four pigeons, Eccellenza.
Hey, thanks, Papa.
They are all right?
Oh, why wouldn't they be?
I worried much.
Easy, will you? Hold still now. You know, I never knew that carrier pigeons were so ticklish. Ooh, hold on. How'd the microfilm on those papers turn out?
Beautiful. When Anzio gets this stuff, right out of Kraft's office, you may make staff sergeant yet.
I only hope that the colonel appreciates our sense of humor on that little note we added.
Hadn't you heard, Sergeant? This is a very funny war.
Capitano, wait. There is one thing I must tell you.
Yeah?
Maybe sometime when I get drunk.
Well, give our regards to the Fifth Army. I wish we were going with you.
Bon voyage. Enzio south. How come they're all heading north?
Yeah, confuse the enemy, I guess. They must be trained to circle.
I bet it was tough to teach them.
I believe it.
Four German pigeons, goose-stepping through the sky. Straight across the city of Rome to German counterintelligence headquarters in the park. Hoping, perhaps, for a dinner of birdseed and sauerkraut. But no, it was not to be.
Wir von unseren verschwundenen Tauben wieder hierher zurückgekommen. Angeflogen ist der technische Ausdruck. Mit Mikrofilmkopien von 2 Schriftstücken, die noch am Tag zuvor auf diesem Schreibtisch gelegen sind. Außerdem trugen Sie auch noch eine Botschaft in englischer Sprache. Die wurde mir von unserem Experten, Herrn Major Hostrup, ausgehändigt. Nicht imstande gewesen ist, diese Meldung zu entziffern. Belated Easter greetings from Pope Pius XII, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini and Max Schmeling to Commanding General Fifth Army, signed the Easter Bunny. Meine Herren, ich befehle Ihnen, ungeachtet der gegnerischen Überlegenheit über Sie, an Mut und Geistesschärfe die Gefangennahme sämtlicher Tauben im Abschnitt Rom. Und Heil Hitler!
Gentlemen, we are being had. What's up? Your pigeons. I've just received some distressing information that makes me doubt their loyalty.
What do you mean?
They're flying directly to Uncle Adolph's counterintelligence headquarters in the Villa Borghese.
Are you sure?
Not a doubt of it. Someone has cleverly exchanged your birds without your knowledge.
Guten Abend.
Guten Abend. I suggest that if you use these feathered Judases again, it should be with information designed to confuse, not assist our wise enemy. But walk carefully. Some of our friends are obviously not our friends.
Antonella, if they got to us, you'd do anything to save that family. Maybe it's all up. I feel as if I'd swallowed a live grenade.
Well, think how I feel. I'm engaged to be married to a pregnant spy.
Oberst Kraft, commanding Nazi SD, secretly anti-Hitler, has approached us offering full cooperation, all records and information indicating serious dissension, German command. Officers demoralized, orders from Berlin to shoot any suspected disloyalty. Confusion great, time ripe for attack. Well, what do you think of that?
Congratulations. In its way, a minor masterpiece.
Yeah, I think so, too. I'm saving a copy for my memoirs.
This sure will shake up the coffee break at Nazi headquarters. All right, you stool pigeons. Fly back to your sauerkraut.
Three of them know what they're doing.
One of them's lost.
Yeah, or else he's got a girlfriend in Naples.
You expecting anyone?
Wait out here. Keep out of sight.
It's a lousy work, Capitano. But it is spring. You might not believe me, but I'm not very good at this. Please, Paul, you must help me.
You don't need much help.
But yesterday, you asked to hold me in your arms. For a while, you said.
I didn't think you could understand that question unless it was asked in German.
I see, I made a mistake.
You're not going anywhere. Now tell me everything you know about the pigeons.
The pigeons?
That's right, everything.
They're different from you and me. They sit on their eggs.
Every pigeon we release is flying straight to German headquarters, where your polite friends work.
The pigeons to the Germans. Dio mio, the pigeons.
All right, now listen.
To the Germans. So that's where Papa and Livio got them.
All right, now stop it. That won't do you. It's bitter good.
What do you think you eat at the Easter dinner? Quail from the Alban Hills. Pigeons.
Pigeons?
You're precious pigeons. You are quite a spy, Capitano. You ate your own Air Force.
Oh,
This stupid war. It's more stupid than ever. I could cry. I could laugh. Paul, I could make love. I could make love.
mio, my God.
No, just his humble servant.
Paul! Paul! The Germans are attacking Papa! Antonella! The Germans! The Germans!
What is
the
it?
Pigeons!
What
the
is it?
pigeons! The Germans come to the roof! They find the pigeons! Me they should take.
Don't cry,
Livio.
don't cry.
I steal the pigeons from the Germans. Papa don't know. I steal. I take.
Schnell! Raus!
Paolo, what they do to him? What they do to him?
Three pigeons arrived at German headquarters.
But the fourth was the last remaining red-blooded, 100% American bird. Loyal, true blue. Flying home over the ancient Italian countryside. To the little woman in Anzio, without even stopping off for a friendly beer.
Yes, no, in general, it's significant. You must be urgent. Yes, sir, I'll bring it right over.
Kidnapping tonight?
Yes, sir. Offered to exchange for dish. I don't want them to have to try to make him talk.
Captain, since your arrival here, we have been making plans. But something this dangerous takes months. We haven't found the proper means. And besides, let me tell you, dear Captain, that my superiors would never approve of risking the whole organization for one man.
I'm sorry, I seem to have lost interest in organizations. In the army and even the whole war. I'm probably the world's worst spy. God knows I've stumbled through this crazy operation. The only thing I've found that seems to make any sense is this fat, hungry, worried old man and his family. It's because he tried to help me that the Germans have got him. You see, I've got to try to help him. There wouldn't be any point to anything. And I don't want to believe that. Do you?
Wollen Sie mal wissen, was diese Tauben jetzt gebracht haben? Auf Englisch? Oberstkraft secretly at the Hitler, officers demoralized, confusion great. Da spielt doch einer Spielchen, um mir an Wagen zu fahren. Ich weiß, wer es ist. Das ist doch dieser Hostrup, diese Himmlerlakai. Der denkt, er kann sich in meine Uniform befördern. Mit dem werde ich doch fertig. Ich habe ja nie einen Bericht über diese verdammten Biester nach Berlin geschickt. Da war alles verbrannt. Ich werde einfach nichts von Tauben wissen. Es wird keine Tauben geben. Ich habe nie was von Tauben gehört.
Ja? Für Sie, Herr Oberst. Wegen der Tauben.
Was? Ja. Was ist das? 1,5 Dutzend Tauben auf einem Dach? Italienische Arbeiter wird verhört? Gehen aus mich an! Befehl von mir, den Traum einzufangen? Aber Leute, macht sich doch einer lieber ich bin nachher kein Gefühl auf. Ich stehe in diesen Mann auf Froschlaft, ganz schön aufgestanden. Antwort eine Entschuldigung. Die habe ich
We had three in that which would also hide me. Antonello was at a party at his villa. I'd carefully figured the master plan to the last detail. Almost.
Im Namen des Dritten Reiches möchte ich Sie bitten, die offizielle Entschuldigung der deutschen Armee für Ihre Verhaftung anzunehmen. Ich habe den Befehl erhalten, Ihnen die Summe von 5.000 Liren als Entschädigung zu überreichen. Heil Hitler!
Come inside quickly. What is Antonella?
Antonella. Joe.
I think the villa's around this next bend. Now, if Antonella can just get him to that upstairs bedroom by 4 a.m., we should be exactly on schedule.
You guys in back, stay down.
Venite voi. Noch weiter. Weiter.
Jawohl, jetzt kommen Sie raus. Sturmführer, diese Leute sprechen Englisch.
Dr. Patrick O'Shaughnessy, Irish nationality, Doctor.
That's right, sir.
A mission was Vatican. At this hour,
Well, the Cardinal's seriously ill at Castel Gandolfo. For the Holy Father, you know, the war doesn't exist.
All right. Lassen Sie passieren.
Thank you.
Doktor hier! Gibt es einen Doktor hier? Wir brauchen in Wien!
A moment, Herr Doctor, will be so kind. An emergency.
Emergency.
Sir, one of our officers, we haven't allowed her to pass because she has no papers. Now, the baby comes too quickly.
A baby?
it's a blessing that you are here.
Yes. A blessing, indeed.
The father may need it also.
Right this way.
Grüßen Sie bitte zu der Frau.
Hier ist ein Doktor. Es wird alles gut sein.
Dottore, piacere!
Oh, dottore, grazie. Che Dio la benedica, dottore. Cosa dice?
Che party meraviglioso!
Appena cominciato!
Momento, calma, c'è tempo, Chiudiamo la porta. No, momento.
Antonella ha promesso.
Adesso mi aspettate.
Antonella, was ist denn hier los? Du hast dich doch versprochen. Was soll denn das heißen? Antonella,
Mi scusi. Mi dispiace. Vengo subito, un momento.
Antonella! Antonella,
The villa is across that field. I just saw a light flashing in the window.
If you know any prayers, you better say them. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Our Father who art in heaven, we give thee thanks. Without thy help, this child could not have been born.
Amen.
Grazie, dottore.
Don't thank me.
of 4 June 1944, the general had gotten off his rear echelon at last, and a surprised German army was in full retreat, without even pausing to say, Arrivederci, Roma. Hold it. Hey, you want to get killed? That isn't a parade, you know. It's a breakthrough.
See, all over Rome, the Germans leave.
Yeah.
They pull out. I come to find you. Papa is okay.
Che?
See, he did not tell them anything, nothing. The Germans bring him home in big car, give him back pigeons and 5,000 lire. 5,000!
Oh, this is no war. It's an insane asylum.
See, 5,000.
5,000? Hey, where did everybody go?
Hey!
Come on.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I guess the light was finally right. Well, let's see if we can get this show back on the road.
I think this old ambulance will still run. It's only shell-shocked.
Livio! Livio!
Antonella! Antonella!
Livio! Livio!
Antonella! Antonella! The Germans bring Papa home! Antonella! Antonella! Papa is okay! He's okay! They bring him home! 5,000 lire! 5,000!
Livio! Livio!
Here, hold them for their mothers.
Disgraziati. Livio. Buono, amore, buono. Buono.
He'll be all right. It's okay. He'll be all right. He's got to be all right. This damn war can't kill all the wrong people.
Piano. Buono. Buono, amore, buono. Andiamo. Piano, vieni.
Rome was finally free. I joined the cheering when I learned that Livio was okay and eating American chocolate. And as soon as the Allies set up headquarters, I went down to see if I could promote a medal for that fat old hero, Ciccio Massimo.
Ciccio who? Captain, when you phoned my aide, he thought that you were referring to your medal.
My medal? What did I do to deserve a medal, sir?
Oh, come on now, Captain. Let's not overdo the modesty stuff. There's a Bronze Star waiting for you here on executive order from the President.
What?
For delivering via carrier pigeon on 3 June 1944, information vital to the Allied advance from Anzio and Nettuno.
3 June 1944.
That's correct.
Well, what vital information is the President referring to, Colonel?
You've had a trying time, McDougal, a very trying time, but I understand. Now pull yourself together.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, this refers to the extremely important communication about the German officers secretly anti-Hitler, confusion great, word the time was ripe for the attack, all of that. You ought to remember that, Captain. You wrote it.
Yes, sir, I did.
A very fine job it was. Well, congratulations. You know, someday you must tell me how you managed to get that information.
Yeah, I will, sir. Someday when we're both out of uniform.
Colonel?
I didn't do it alone, of course. You really should congratulate the Pigeon.
Oh, we will. You know, his medal is going to be presented by the General himself.
What?
Little idea I had to boost morale.
Our morale, sir, or the Germans?
Salvi look beautiful.
She looks beautiful!
Do you, Joseph Angelico, take Rosalba Massimo as your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Do you, Rosalba Massimo, take Joseph Angelico for your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Take her right hand. Ego coniugo vos in matrimonium in nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Etque urn gestavret fidelitatem integram suos sponsor tenens in pace et voluntate tuum permaniet atque et mutuo semper volebat per Christum.
Hey, Corporal, hold that jeep. Listen, we need some transportation here. You take these people to the nearest doctor right away.
Yeah, make it fast, will you? We're on a honeymoon.
Che Dio te benedica.
Wait. Antonella, may you be as lucky as I am.
Thank you.
Take off.
Hey, wish me luck, Cap.
I just wish Livia was here.
Captain McDougal, sir?
Yo.
Been waiting for you. Colonel wants to see you right away.
I know, Corporal. Hold on a minute. Look, I didn't get a chance to tell you, but I've been fired as a spy. Going back to my old line of work. My outfit's moving north.
But, Paul, I thought that...
With any luck at all, I'll be coming back. For only one reason.
What?
I'd like to find out if a Protestant can get married in this town.